guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of Free State of Jones. I just got back from seeing that, so here's a review. First off, it stars Matthew McConaughey as a man in the Confederacy, and he basically retreats, or he gets out of the Confederacy, he deserts them, and he meets up with a bunch of other deserters, basically, and they form their own free state of Jones in Mississippi. Was it Mississippi or was it Missouri? It was Missouri, I think, actually, now that I think of it. My hair is going everywhere because it's humid. Anyway, so, what did I think of this movie? Well, I liked it. Now, just so you know, this is obviously not, a happy stroll through the Civil War. This is a depressing movie at times, but it is pretty solid. I mean, Matthew McConaughey is pretty good. All the actors are really good, and I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about, I suppose. I've heard people describe it as boring. It's not really boring, but it's not action-packed. You should know that. There is action, there's fights, there's guns involved, of course, but it's very, like, brutal. It's not, like, fun action, obviously. So there's that. Yeah, and actually something that's interesting is that, alright, something you should know is that the movie is, I think, 2 hours and 19 minutes long. It can kind of drag a little bit. It's like, it's not, I mean, it's not bad, but it does kind of feel long, even though it's not really long. So, yeah, it's interesting. This is a pretty short review, but there's not a ton of things to really talk about. Well, okay, so I don't know, it's like, Matthew McConaughey is good. Now, I will say this, in the beginning, he's kind of mumbly. It's like, I kind of noticed that, is that he's kind of mumbly. It was a little hard for me to hear him, but I got over that really quickly, but yeah. Also, something I just feel like I need to do is, I should tell you there are no jump scares at all in this movie, which, I say that and you probably think, well, it's a Civil War movie, why would there be jump scares? Hollywood puts jump scares in everything, and I hate jump scares, so I'm going to give you that right off the bat. We're 3 minutes into the video, but, yeah, no jump scares. If you hate jump scares, you're fine. There are a lot of moments where there could have been a jump scare, but they didn't do it, which is good. Also, kind of towards the end, because this is, I don't think this is spoilers or anything, but towards the end, it kind of like starts to feel like a documentary instead of a movie, which sounds weird, but like, like to show the passing of time, like text will come on the screen like, this and this happened, and then this is now. So there's also a subplot. There's a subplot that didn't really need to be there. It actually has like nothing to do with the characters. If you watch the movie, you'll probably guess what I'm talking about, but it's just strange. Excuse me. Ugh. My apologies. It's very hot where I am. It's hot everywhere. No one cares. Edit that out, future me. What was I saying? Yeah, so there is a subplot in this, kind of, that really honestly could have been its own movie. And so, I don't know, like, the subplot gets resolved, but it's like, I almost wonder if they wanted to do a sequel to this movie about this subplot. So yeah, and if you've seen the movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. So it's not really an intrusive subplot, but yeah. So that's basically, yeah. So story's good. Again, it's not really a fun movie, but it's not supposed to be a fun movie. So yeah. So if you're looking for a really fun 4th of July movie, where at the end you can walk out and say, "Yeah, America," it's like, don't go to this. You're not going to say that. Go see Independence Day, probably, or something else. Watch the first Captain America movie. That's my choice for the 4th of July, but that's my favorite movie. So yeah, that is basically it for Free State of Jones. Overall rating, I liked it. It's not fun, but it's not supposed to be fun. So yeah, if you don't want to see it in the theaters, you don't really need to see it in the theaters. It's not really a theater movie. It's perfectly fine if you want to rent it on Amazon or Google Play or whatever. So yeah, probably wait to rent it if you're kind of curious about it. So yeah, that is basically everything. Be sure to subscribe down below. I know everyone says whatever. So be sure to subscribe down below. You can leave a like. You can leave a comment in the comments section. You can follow 7th Hour Films on Twitter at 7th Hour Films, or you can follow me on Twitter at Alex7HF. And so yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, this is Alex from 7th Hour Films, signing off.